Hey Jim, how you doing this morning? I still haven't heard from AMK regarding my speed control. He's supposed to be sending me a new one. I know he's got a problem with his distributor, but this is getting ridiculous. This thing is spinning way too fast for me. So I'm really having to take my time, especially on this 120 grit. And these knives are so dull. I may have to get my AMK 75 out of the truck and bring it into the shop. Kind of frustrating. Yeah. Kind of a bummer. And I'm sure he's having an issue of getting the parts. The distributor is in Los Angeles and he's in Tennessee. I've ordered parts from the guy in LA before. I had to get a switch that went out on my 75. And so I called the guy in LA. He got it right out to me. Well, I have I got 11 knives to do this morning. Had a couple of serrated knives. I did those first. And that's all I've got today to do so far. If somebody else calls me, I will take some business today. Hey, 110 people watching out there. Do me a favor. Hey, Dale. Good to see you. Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. And if you're so inclined, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Also subscribe to Home Spark Knife Sharpening there. He's in Aurora, Illinois. Dale, do you have a YouTube channel or is it just Facebook at this point? Y'all getting rain there, huh? We got a little rain yesterday morning. Did I even check this? Wait a minute. Not paying attention. Yeah, this is way off. So several of these knives had broken tips on them, so I had to regrind several of them before I sharpened them. Oh, that's a kind of a bummer. That much rain, huh, in Florida? Always worry about that at the farmer's market. It starts storming. You don't get your equipment in the truck fast enough. No, Eddie, I don't charge extra. Saturdays and Sundays are busy days for me. Monday's usually my day off. It won't be tomorrow. I got a stylist that's coming over in the morning with a bunch of shears. But his shop is closed on Mondays. I really work 7 days a week. I like the Mercer knives. I've got one right here. This is one of my Mercers right here that I always use to show people how to use the sharpening steel. I got another one like this one in the house. Mercers are good knives. Well, I've got a few knives to sharpen for this one lady. I told her I'd have them this afternoon for her. And then I'm pretty much caught up for the day unless somebody else brings something. Somebody's texting me right now. I do have a couple people picking up knives this morning. Knives that I did yesterday. This set was in pretty bad shape. Lots of nicks on the blades. 3 of them had broken tips. Several of the steak knives were bent. Well, I appreciate everybody watching out there. 162 people. I hope you hit that thumbs up button, and I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. We're trying to get to 16,000 followers. We're about 30 followers or subscribers short. I'd like to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Don't know if I can, and if I don't, I won't be disappointed, but all right, still coffee time out here. I've seen those GPXs. They are very nice. They have nice handles on them. Full tang knives, if I remember right. I've got the cheapy Mercer stamp steel, but I like the grip. The yellow one is a felt belt from Curry Custom Cutlery out in Hawaii. It's not really felt, it's more nylon. It kind of feels like a tennis ball. It does a really good job of getting the burr off. This lady puts these in the dishwasher, you can tell. All of my belts come from Cliff. I've been buying from him for years. I like the 3M Trizac and the Cubitron belts. And he's the only one that consistently has them in stock. I buy mostly 1x30s. This is the only 2x42 machine that I have. And the sad thing is the 2x42 belts are 3 times as expensive as the 1x30. But so far they seem like they last longer. And the speed control is out on my AMK 76. So they're supposed to be sending me a new speed controller. So I got to be really careful. You can't beat that price, Dale. That's a good deal. I don't know what these knives are. This is some off-brand. Oh yeah. I remember us talking about this. I wouldn't do it more than 1,000. I'd leave it kind of grippy. I wouldn't over polish it. But that's just me. I like a knife that kind of catches a little bit. When you're skinning the deer, I kind of want it to catch. Hey Ron, thanks for popping in again. Flagstaff, Arizona. I got a buddy who lives out in Flagstaff. He retired out there. Oh yeah, the Trizacs are fantastic. I would say 400 may be a little too grippy. You might get away with 600. China Star, yeah, you can get a mirror finish on it. Use the stropping belt, a nice leather stropping belt. I'm not doing that today. These are kitchen knives. These are cheap kitchen knives. And the lady that they belong to, she puts them in the dishwasher. There's no use of spending a bunch of time getting these razor sharp because they're going to dull on her really quick. You got to know your client and how they treat their knives. You'll be spending a bunch of time for nothing. So I stopped at 600 on this, and the yellow belt probably takes it to close to 1,000. It's not a polished finish. No problem. I hope it works out. Let me know how your experience is. You get a deer. You're in Pennsylvania, if I remember right. Is that correct? We talked about the big deer in Pennsylvania. I don't know why I'm doing it. Anyway, I'm showing you China Star. This is the belt. I'm not going to polish that one but this is the belt you'd use. I got a knife here somewhere. So something like your folder. Oh, okay, Oklahoma. Okay, sorry, I had the wrong one. When does deer season start in Oklahoma? Ours starts November 1st in the southeast part of Texas. So that's what you would do, China Star. Use this leather belt. You get a oh wow, October 1st. Bow season started October 1st. Yeah, they're not cheap. The leather belts are not cheap. You can get them on Amazon for a 1x30. I charge $5 per knife for folding knives. Pocket knives, $5. You can go to my website, sharpenright.com. You can mail them to me. So you pay $5 per knife plus return shipping. Please do, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to learn how to sharpen your own knives, I would suggest you get a Work Sharp Kin Onion with grinding attachment. That's the perfect little sharpener for somebody who wants to sharpen their own little knives. You betcha. Check out some of my YouTube videos on the Work Sharp. That's a great little sharpener for somebody who wants it to do it themselves. You can take them to 3,000 grit if you want to. I think there's a 3,000 grit belt for that system. Go to worksharp.com, their website, and look up their Kin Onion machine. You can get it at Cabela's, Bass Pro Shop. I guess there's no Cabela's anymore. I guess it's just Bass Pro Shop now. But they carry it. You can get it on Amazon, probably cheaper. That's a great little machine for pocket knives. That's what I have, is the Work Sharp Elite, but you want the grinding attachment, which is a little bit more expensive. The Elite comes, the regular Elite does not come with the grinding attachment, and that's a fixed edge angle. You don't want that. You want to be able to change the edge angle, and the grinding attachment lets you switch the edge angle. No, I mean the 400 is just a good middle of the road grit. You can sharpen a knife with 400. It's going to be a gritty edge, grippy edge, a very toothy edge. Most people are going to want more than 400, lower than 400. Yes, there you go. Just what Dale said. 600, then leather will polish it up in a mirror, no problem. And you can buy the belt kits assortment from Ken Curry out in Hawaii. Takura, if you're a hunter, man, that Work Sharp with the edge I mean, the grinding attachment is the perfect knife for you. Anybody who hunts or anybody who wants to take care of their own EDC knives, that's what I would recommend. It's a sweet setup, in my opinion. You know, some guys talk smack about it, and it's usually professional sharpeners like me. Oh, that's not a great system. I think it's a great little system for somebody who wants to do their own knives. I mean, it's too small for a sharpening business. It would wear you out sharpening 100 kitchen knives on a weekend with the work sharp. But if you're just carrying your EDCs or your hunting knives and doing a handful from time to time, it's a perfect system. Easily. If you sharpen it, how do you sharpen a Scandi grind? I'm not sure what that is. But I appreciate the 240 people watching out there. I hope you hit that thumbs up button. I hope you subscribe to the channel. Exactly what Ron said. Just keep going down from there. You can get it as sharp as you want. Lower the edge angle. But just keep in mind, the lower the edge angle, the less the durability is on the knife. If you want to know about edge angles and different steels, go to sharpeningsupplies.com. They got some great articles. Exactly, Ron. Can you imagine that? My dad's passed away in 2012. He would freak out at this system. 3,000 grit belts. What are you, crazy? I know Cliff Curry's got 2,500. I may be wrong on the 3,000. But I've got some 1x30 2,500 grit right over here on the wall. I rarely use them. If a client asked me to take it down that low and that polished, I would. But polished isn't always better. My dad taught me how to sharpen my first knives on whetstones by hand. I was probably 10 years old when I was in the Cub Scouts when I got my first pocket knife. And I still have my stone, and I still have the oil. The can of oil probably doesn't have much in it anymore. But I have my original stone that I got back in the 70s, somewhere around here. China Star, that's correct. You send them to me and I'll sharpen them like they're supposed to be from the factory. But if you want a mirror finish, you know, a bench made from the factory does not have a polished finish. He ain't gonna get you. Hey, thanks, man. Take care. Hush. Hush up. Yeah, Ron. You had to have that Navy brass buckle polished. I do CPM 15V all the time. Well, I appreciate you watching there. You know, there's a ton of different ways of sharpening knives. Everybody's got their opinions. If you're a sharpening service like I have, you can't be using stones. It would just take you way too long. Every once in a while, I'll have somebody call me, will you do them on whetstones? I'm not your guy. If you want a guy that does whetstones, here, call this guy. And I know a couple of guys that love sharpening on whetstones, and they're more than happy to take the business, and I'm more than happy to give the business to them. I make most of my money from dog groomers and stylists and barbers. That's the bulk of the income for my business. It's not knives. But I still love doing knives. Yeah, exactly right. You want your folders to be a little sharper in factory. And the sad thing about it is the stuff that's coming out of Benchmade right now have really poor grinds on them. Their quality control has dropped over the years. China Star, you can find my telephone number. I assume you're here in the United States. You can text me through my website also. There's a message feature, and my telephone number's on there also. And you're welcome to text me. All right, we've got 6 steak knives to do. These are really bad. Look at that. I want to show you all that. That's a steak knife. I'm rubbing my finger across it. I understand. You know, whatever you want to do, we'll fix you up. I would tell you if you carry it, take care, Takura. I will tell you, China Star, if you use a lot of EDCs all the time, I would tell you to learn how to sharpen them yourself and get you a work sharp kin onion. So these are 6 steak knives. I'm going to do them at 20 degrees, and I'm going to leave them really toothy. You're welcome to mail them all to me. I'll turn them around within 24 hours of receipt. Thanks, Ron. So I am not going to polish. I think I will. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I see a pretty thick burr on this. So these will not be polished. So I'm just going to kind of bump that little bit of the burr off of it. There's nothing wrong with the Lansky, you know. It's just any of those hand sharpeners like that, they're very, like you just said, they're very time consuming. And with a little practice, little money and a little practice with the kin onion, the motorized sharpener, you can get really good at it. They're exactly right. You get lazy on it. And if you're a hunter or an outdoorsman, you want fast knives, that's the way to go, in my opinion. And it's super portable. I throw it in the truck when we go hunting or we go camping. It'll run easily off of my little Blue Eddy power station. Uses very little power. I missed the tip on that one, I can tell already. Stop it, Barney. What are you doing up so late? Or early? Which is it? Early or late? I can never remember. Is it coffee time? Or scotch time in Australia? Hey Barney, just for you, I'm gonna go to the store later on today. I need some wine for dinner. We got a birthday party. I'm gonna find some Australian wine. And I'm gonna have a glass just for you. And toast you. Barney's my antagonist from Australia. Pork chops. Did you see my video of the pork chops? I gave the dog the pork chops. And I gave him some fish the other night. They always get what we're eating. We're doing chicken today, so they'll get some chicken this afternoon. Maybe next week we'll do the Wagyu. She's laying right here by me. One of the dogs is. The other dog's in the house. He doesn't like the sound of all the fans or the dust collection system, so he goes and lays in the house. You're still working on it? Hey, send me the link to it when you get it up and running. I want to check it out. I need to work on my WhatsApp because it's jacked up. I didn't get your last text that you said you sent. I got the first text you sent me with no problem. Jim's here. He was. He's probably bouncing in and out. I think he pops in and then goes about his business in his shop, listening, just listening. Hey Jim, I forgot to ask you, did you go to that sharpening supply open house? Just thought about that. I know you were thinking about going. I like that place. Mandy, thanks for popping in and saying hi. That's a bummer. I remember you saying it was a pretty good drive for you. We drove into Houston last night. Hey, John. We drove into Houston last night to go to a college football game. And I hate going into the city. I hate the traffic. I hate the crowds. And then plus my University of Houston Cougars lost. My son says I've become a grumpy old man. I used to like going to the football games and the basketball games and all that stuff in Houston. Now I hate it. Travis, this is an AMK 76 from amktactical.com. Check out their website. They make machines specifically for knife makers. However, I liked the setup because it had a flat platen on it and it's got an adjustable system and a clamp to get the knife edge angle exactly the way I want it. This is my second machine I've had for them. I also have their AMK 75, and I've had that for about 7-8 years or so, I believe. And it's in my truck as my mobile unit. And I just recently got this machine, which is an AMK 76. The AMK 75 is a smaller machine. It only uses 1x30 belts, where this one will use 1x30s or 2x42s. Yeah, I do. I have a leather belt, but I'm not using it today. These are kitchen knives. I don't need a polished edge on a kitchen knife, especially for this lady who's going to put them in the dishwasher anyway, even though I tell them not to. I'm not going to waste my time and effort to polish the knife. John, I like the AMK 75 better. I mean, I do like the 2x42 belts, but I don't like the adjustment system on the AMK 76. It's not as easy to bring the T-bar up and down on the 76 as it is the 75. So, you know, I'm kind of disappointed in it, even though I spent all that money on it. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm going to leave this machine right here where it's at. I'm getting used to it, but it's not as fast adjusting the edge angle. So, you know, and I do somewhere, yes. If Jim doesn't mind, I'll text it to you. But Jim's going to tell me it's okay. And John, I don't know if I told you or not, the speed control's out on this, the second time. So they're supposed to be sending me a new, yes, I will, Barney. So they're supposed to be sending me a new new speed controller, and I haven't heard from them in a week. So I got to be real careful, especially with the 120 Cubitron, not heating up the blade too fast. The Trizacs don't have a problem. They don't get it, the blade is hot. Yeah, it's a bummer, man. A couple Sundays ago, just during sharpening like this, I saw the machine speed up real fast. When I originally got this machine from AMK, when it came in the mail, the speed control didn't work on it. So I contacted him back. He sent me a brand new motor and everything, and I switched it out. And then I guess a month or so went by and it just sped up. And so it's running way too fast for me. And I contacted him. He said, yeah, he's been having an issue from, you know, these are Chinese sewing machine motors. And he said he's having a problem. The guy that imports them is in Los Angeles, and said that he was going to China to the factory to find out what was going on. So that may be the delay here. They're working on finding out what the problem is with the factory. So I got that going for me, you know what I mean? All right, that was the last knife of this batch. So I'm caught up for the day. Unless somebody else brings me stuff in. I got people coming to pick up. People are texting me. I've seen it come across the screen. So guys, I'm going to check out for now. Hope you guys have a great day. Barney, I'll get you Jim's number. And y'all can text through WhatsApp since there's no fee through WhatsApp. All right, guys. Y'all